Jaden Show, and here's your host, Jaden Cornelious. It's Sunday, it's the Jaden Show. I'm Jaden. Welcome to my show. I am very excited by this week's show because I'm going all the way to good old Blighty again. I'm going to England. It's really nice to keep popping back there every now and then, actually, to meet a wonderful singer from the north. His name is Kraig Roe. You're going to see him and hear him very soon. How have you been? How's your week been? What's going on? Tell me. I'm nosy and I'm living my life through you at the moment. So please comment, let me know what's going on, ask questions. It would be really lovely to speak to you. Now, before we go and meet Kraig in person, I think it's really important to go and listen to this boy sing. This song is called Don't Close Your Eyes. This is Kraig Roe. He's my super special guest, and we're going to go and speak to him after this song.
I know you loved him a long time ago. Even now in my arms, you still want him, I know. But darling, this time, let your memories die when you hold me tonight. Don't close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. Let it be me. Don't pretend it's him in some fantasy. Darling, just once, let yesterday go. You'll find more love than you've ever known. Just hold me tight when you're loving me tonight. Don't close your Maybe I've been a fool, holding on all this time, lying here in your arms, knowing he's on your mind. But I keep hoping someday that you'll see the light. Let it be me tonight. Don't close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. Let it be me. Don't pretend it's him in some fantasy. Darling, just once, let yesterday go. You'll find more love than you've ever known. Just hold me tight when you're loving me tonight. Don't close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. Pretend it's him in some fantasy. Darling, just once, let yesterday go. And you'll find more love than you've ever known. Just hold me tight when you're loving me tonight. Don't close your Just hold me tight when you're loving me tonight. Don't close your eyes.
Kraig Roe, welcome to the Jaden Show. How are you, Governor?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm very well. How's it going in good old Blighty at the moment? Are you still having mega heat waves, or is it kind of settled a little bit for you?
No, it's still quite nice weather.
Oh,
yeah, it's still quite nice. We had a bit of a downpour yesterday, but it's cooled it down.
But no snow forecast for a couple of weeks. I think you were hotter than Mexico, actually. I think like you had a couple of days of like 40 or something, right?
Yeah, it's been really warm over here.
That's crazy. I should have stayed there, mate.
Global warming.
You were, everything, right, at the moment. So we've just seen Don't Close Your Eyes. So obviously, fantastic singer. How did it all start for you? Were you like kind of singing around to ABBA and like Bucks Fizz when you were a kid, or all of a sudden you left school and you got into like music? How did the passion for music start for you?
It did start at a young age. A lot of it with boy bands, OMD. When I were going out on days out with family, my mum would have OMD playing most of the time, so they're a big influence as well. It was just. I started roughly about 12 years old singing. In fact, I've still even got a recording that I first did, because back in the day, you used to just press play and record on your.
Absolutely.
You'd be able to record everything. So I've still got an original tape from when back then. It sounds atrocious now, but if it ever leaked.
I've got one. It was called. What was it called? From a Distance, or The Distance, or something. And I made it in 1990. And me and my friend Maria, we coloured in a photo, and we coloured in like the sleeve, and made it into made loads of albums the same. 1990. And before then, because I'm so old, I'm almost dead. I've got a cassette record of me singing backing vocals to ABBA in 1975 when I'm 2 years old. How random is that, man? Knowing me, knowing you, at 2. Crazy, man.
Yeah, better than that. I started around about 12. But yeah, it's strange actually, because I listened to the cassette about 4 weeks ago.
Wow.
Which was dreadful. It was actually Bruce Willis did a cover of Under the Boardwalk, and on his original cassette he put the instrumental version. So that started off me singing, basically.
No, of course, that's what I used to look for on my 7-inch singles. Was if their side B was the instrumental. That was perfect, mate. So how did it progress? Obviously, you're not singing to like cassette instrumentals now. So like, no. Progress. What did you start doing?
Well, again, I started writing in my late teens. I started writing songs, playing the guitar and things like that.
Wow.
Doing all the music things at school. Then leaving school, I didn't do anything for a period, but then I started to get back into the singing again, and started entering talent competitions in holiday parks and stuff like that. From there, really, I won a few holiday park competitions and go back for the finals, and won the final and things like that. It took me all over, really. It took me from Isle of Wight to Skegness to Primrose Valley to all over, just sitting in talent competitions, which I was quite lucky. I did win. One of them were actually a Cat Stevens song, Streets of London, which is one of my favourites. I used to love doing that a cappella because just the lyrics were quite hitting then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit like that nowadays, but so yeah, and it progressed there. I then joined a boy band. We used to tour up and down the UK.
Okay.
We were called Chaos at the time.
You're called what?
Chaos.
Chaos. What year was this? In the 90s?
It'll have been, yes, it would have been in the 90s. I'm not 100% on the date. It would have been in the 90s, 96, 97, I think.
Yeah, because I was in a pop group called Beyond at that point.
All right, okay.
Oh, yeah, so we probably done a road show. And we were always up north. we were always doing like all the road shows and Hallam FM and
Right.
so yeah, we probably crossed paths then back in the day.
That would be strange if we had a cross paths. It probably would be strange to sit here talking to you now, and we wouldn't have known it back then that we'd crossed paths.
I recognise the name Chaos as well, though. So
Yeah, it would have been 96, 97 maybe. So I was with them for 2 years. The band we went as separate ways eventually. I then went into doing a lot of solo stuff. And I was just quite fortunate then, I think, because I fell into doing a lot of charity events, a lot of World AIDS Day events, and a lot of Pride events, which at the time I was working on the LGBTQ scene then, so it just kind of fell that I ended up doing a lot of stage work for it.
Perfect, absolutely perfect, yeah.
So yeah, I did quite a lot of prides, and it just went from there. I recorded a couple of iTunes tracks and brought them out as charity singles at Christmas. Yeah, I'm still writing. I'm literally writing a new song at the moment, so I'm hoping it'll be out at some point this year.
Wow, perfect, man.
Oh, and I'm also learning to play the piano at the minute.
Really?
Yeah, a bit late. I like the idea.
Late, mate. Never too bloody late. Always good to pick up a new talent, especially when it's going to benefit your musical career so much.
Yeah.
You know?
So the background really.
So what would you say like the highlight of your career has been? What has been like some of the where you kind of done it and thought, shit, man, this is like exactly what I needed and wanted to be doing?
Yeah, I would have to say when I'd done Leeds Pride for probably 7 years running, and just the crowds of 30,000 people first year that I did it were unreal. Over the years it progressed. It's just amazing to see all those people there to listen to you, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Highlights, I would imagine, because they were a big crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, the highlight probably when I were in the band days. We performed at Huddersfield football ground for a World AIDS Days as a group. Then we were asked to go and perform there, and that were probably on par. It were quite surreal. It were
wow, amazing.
But yeah.
So possibly new single coming out. So
yeah.
How are you kind of? What's your future holding? Like, what do you have plans for the future? What are you aiming towards?
Well, to be honest, I sing because I enjoy singing. It's not my foremost career at the moment. It's kind of on a back burner. Okay. But yeah, I hope to break the industry within the next 12 months, hopefully.
Yeah.
Touch wood.
Going independently, like doing your own stuff, releasing your own stuff, or looking for deals and stuff like that.
I mean, I'm just doing a lot of covers. But yeah, the song I'm writing at the moment, I'm hoping it to be finished in October and recorded. So yeah, I'm hoping that will give me a good boost.
So you say music is kind of on a bit of a back burner at the moment. Is it?
I think with that, although I had a lot of time on my hands with piano and stuff like that, and doing many lives on Facebook and other social media platforms, I then just went into doing a lot more 9-to-5 kind of work in a sense.
Bills, right?
Yeah, exactly. I run a golf club as well, so it's kind of, I do the music when I lock up, so that's kind of why it went on the back burner, really.
Yeah, because it's only 24 hours in a day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
And I like 14 of them.
Yeah, you know.
I'm only only joking there. If I got
great. Do you like, even though your music's on a back burner, are you getting to do gigs and shows that are kind of, now COVID is kind of on a little bit of a low down at the moment? Are you getting back out there?
I haven't as yet. I've done a couple of gigs locally, but yeah, I've not actually put myself back out there to doing the prides and stuff like that this year, just because with writing music, I want to be doing some of my own stuff rather than doing a lot of covers.
Right.
So I'm not getting out as much this year, but I do intend to at the back end of the year, starting next, intend to be back out there doing more gigs and stuff like that.
To kind of just waiting for the first original thing to come out and start promoting, like you doing your music.
Yeah, pushing it all again. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do still sing now, but it's usually for myself, and I do put it on social media for a lot of people that do follow me. But I'm not going out there in the venue at the moment, which will change at the end of this year, I would imagine. After what? After COVID, after the COVID and stuff like that, just getting everything back on up and running, and then as soon as that's up and running, then I'll go back into doing the music and stuff.
Did COVID, I mean, not the actual disease, but the period of COVID, as an artist, did it send you like into like a fear of like, oh my God, look how fragile our industry is, what the hell can I do? Or was it like, this is a great time to start looking at other avenues? And I mean, like, how did you find that whole COVID?
Again, I think the music industry, it really did put a standstill on it all. I mean, not being able to do any live performances in venues and stuff like that, it really did affected me, but it affected everyone. It affected
of course, yeah.
Well, I think COVID it affected everyone, really, didn't it?
But did it affect you in like a negative sense, in the fact that you thought, well, shit, if this never comes back, I'm doomed? Or did you think, right, I'm going to morph into another part of, so like you said, like, I'm going to learn piano, I'm going to get into my songwriting, I'm going to do more online stuff? I mean, how did you go into deep panic, or did you think, oh, I'm going to work this to my,
I didn't actually. And the funny thing is, that's when I started doing the live shows.
Right.
A lot of my DJ friends went on live, did a lot of live DJ sets online and stuff like that. So I kind of followed suit, and I did live singing sets and stuff, and even helping some of the local venues. I'd log on to their Facebook page and do a live from their pub page or venue page.
Amazing, cool.
Quite good, and you kind of settled into a new routine of doing a live performance, but just not in the venue, but actually on the stage. So I kind of did that throughout the lockdown period, every other week on a Friday evening. So it gives you something to look forward to. But in the time, like you said, I was learning piano, learning to read music, play piano. Okay. Whereas before I were always covering songs. Although I did many years ago, when I did start, like we were saying earlier, I did start writing back then, but I never really understood music and how to write it back then, I think. So I did find that balance in lockdown to be able to do that, because you never have any idea normally before COVID, just everything was so busy. No one ever had time, but it seems to have switched now. I mean, everyone seems to make time for yourself, don't you? Don't we all?
Yeah, I found it quite interesting, the fact that I really actually, and I don't want to sound like bad about saying this, but I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I didn't have. I mean, I saw some famous people on like their Instas or something crying in their £2 billion mansions with swimming pool, gym, and cinema. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, we're locked down. I don't know what I'm doing myself. And I'm thinking, man, I'm doing my shows. I'm writing music. I'm interviewing. I mean, it's like I'm doing all the things I love. It's amazing. You know, it was kind of like I really enjoyed it.
You did send everything online, which although you're in your own, you weren't allowed out. It sent everything online, which I suppose it boosted. It boosted a change in the music industry as well. I think
Well, the
for
whole
people to do live shows and all that kind of thing.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I was able to start going around interviewing people from all over the world, people that I knew, people that I was introduced to, people that I was suggested to, and meeting new people. And I'm like, oh my god, I've met more people in that COVID, like the COVID period, than I did before. I was too busy to meet people before, just working. Whereas I had time to sit back and like meet people from other countries, artists, writers, producers. It was like, fucking, this is amazing, man. I'm loving it. So
yeah, I noticed that with the a lot of social media groups for musicians and stuff, that they were all performing on these social media platforms. If they didn't, you probably wouldn't have noticed them ever. You would have never seen them. That's COVID did with people that had home and stuff. So it did change the music industry, and it brought a lot more talented people forward. I think that people a lot more online, whereas you wouldn't normally see it before because you'd be doing a private gig somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. So where can people find you on social media?
Well, I have a YouTube. I have YouTube. I have Facebook. I've got Twitter. I've got TikTok. Believe it or not, that's the funny thing. Actually, TikTok. In the whole COVID thing became quite big as it's quite platforming. So there is a little bit of singing stuff on there, but mainly we're trying to be a bit of a comedian, but I'm not really. Yeah, so there's that platform too. And obviously I do have a couple of singles on iTunes.
Spotify as well?
Yeah, I have Spotify.
Okay, so all pretty much on all major downloading streaming sites as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, when your single comes out, end of the year, early next year, whenever it happens, would you come back and have another chat with me?
Definitely, yeah. We'll come back and have another chat.
That'd be amazing. We'll do a bit of promotion, play it. That would be great, mate.
Good.
Well, I would love to thank you big time for coming on my show. You're an absolute star, bar. And everyone at home, you're not going to be going like empty-handed. You're going to get a little bit more of Mr. Roe's music before we leave. We're going to leave with actually one of my favourite songs, and I think living in Mexico, all that I've got that is similar, that I can kind of drag over my first 43 years of life to now, because it's different culture, different climate, different language, different everything, is my music. And the song that you're going to sing at the end of the show is kind of, it just takes me back to being home. I think it's amazing how music can be like a time machine, so impacting. It can take you, a range of people, of places, of times,
Music connects everybody, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, amazing. Why? What made you want to sing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," which is a song we're going to play out on? What does it mean to you?
Well, it does. I mean, I sung it at a World AIDS Day event for a friend. He sadly passed, and I just thought during the lockdown, I did it totally different with the more upbeat than the original, and I just thought it just suited me better because it's just a happy thing rather than quite a sad song.
Yeah, it's a very emotional song. I think because the movie The Wizard of Oz, like, just it's a constant in our lives, right?
Well, I had originally done the Wizard of Oz version for, like I say, and it just, although it were nice, I quite liked the version you're going to play now. it's just a little bit more up tempo and it's just a bit more fun, I think.
No, fantastic. No, I'm looking forward to hearing it again because I've already heard it, and I'm looking forward to playing it with everyone. So, thank you so much, Mr. Rowe, for coming on to my show. Right.
Thank you for having me.
No, bloody wonderful, mate. And we'll get together before the release of your original single, and we'll do a little Jaden show special and promote it because that'll be wonderful.
Brilliant, thank you.
All right, dude. Thank you so much. You take amazing good care of yourself, and we'll catch up soon.
All right, thank you. See you later.
Bye bye. Super great to chat to him. I really, really hope you will go and find him on all of his social media platforms. Go and support his work. Go and show some love. Go and say hi. Kraig, thank you so much for being part of today's show. And you guys at home, thank you so much for watching. As we mentioned in the video as well, we haven't finished yet because we're going to go and hear him sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Please don't forget to share. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the tinkly bell thing. Please check me out on all my social media platforms as well. It'd be lovely to say hello to you in other places as well. And stay tuned for next week's super show as well. Every week is a winner, right? Every guest is bloody wonderful. And thank you so much for supporting this work. I will see you next week. I'm leaving this show today with Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Take care, stay beautiful.
Once in a lullaby, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, way above the chimney top. That's where you'll find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to, why, oh, why can't I someday you'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, way above the chimney top. That's where you'll find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dare, oh why can't I